Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Poe, and I'm here with Pastor Kayla. And today we'll be talking about how to love your neighbor.
Yeah, I think it maybe is the most well-known Christian thing. Is like you're supposed to love your neighbor, love your neighbor as yourself, all that kind of stuff. What's the like greatest rule in the Bible? Love God, love neighbor, um, and I think we have a lot of ways to love our neighbor during normal times when we're like right next to people in church, when we're right next to people in school. But today we're asking, what does it mean to love your neighbor during COVID, during everything that's going on in our country, during everything that's like a hot dumpster fire mess right now? What does it mean to love your neighbor? So, Paul, do you want to kick it off? What do you think it means to love your neighbor right now?
To me, like since I know like Corona is kind of everybody being distant from each other and everything. So my idea of like loving a neighbor is kind of like just checking up on people and just like being that wall of comfort for others. Because I know this time could be kind of frustrating, stressful, and like uncomfortable for some. So for me, I'm just like that one friend or family member that you could just come to, like if you're not feeling it or you're not feeling good or you just want to get something off. Like I'm here to just, if you just to let it out, even though I may not understand. I just that person you could just let me know. Like if you want to say, oh, I'm mad because I didn't eat eggs. Okay, well, you can say that to me. Like, because I know some people just want to get stuff off their chest, but they can't really because they've been distant because it's Corona. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's kind of my definition of loving your neighbor in my eyes.
I keep seeing like posts on social media and stuff that say check in on your strong friend, like the friend that always seems to have it all together, is never going to ask for help. They're the one that you always go to because you're like, they're the rock. They're the ones who are like holding it down. To make sure to check in on them too, because even though they might seem like they have it all together, nobody does.
Yeah.
So, like, even the strong friend, like, check in. I think for me, one way to love your neighbor seems like an obvious, but is important and not obvious to everybody for some reason, is to wear your mask in public. Um, I know it can be uncomfortable. I know it might give you acne. I know it fogs up your glasses. Like it's annoying. I know, but it's a way to love the people around you, even the strangers that you don't know, saying, "I want to protect you, and I'm taking personal responsibility to love you like teammate, love you random person on the street, love you person who's checking out all the groceries, like all of that kind of stuff." By doing this one simple act of covering your face up with whatever that is, if that's one of those little actual masks, if it's a bandana, if it's like a thing you pull up from your neck, like just wear it. And that is an act of loving your neighbor. I mean, like, I've talked about it on here before, but the Bible talks all the time about your physical health being important to God. And so this is a way to help protect other people's physical health and yourself. So I think that is a way to love your neighbor during this time. PSA, wear a mask.
Yes, please wear a mask.
What else? What are other ways to love your neighbor?
um, like you said, like everybody's not this perfect, strong person. So, kind of being understanding and knowing that like you're not the only one that's going through this. You're not the only one that's feeling stuck and just like you can't get out. Like you're and for personal experience from like friends talking to them, like they said it's kind of like feeling like they're not really able to like live like life like as being young as all of us are. Like they feel like they're just stuck and like everything is just passing by them. So I would just say like you're not really the only one feeling like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say kind of just be open and understanding because we're all going through it, even though adults to kids, like we're all having to adjust to this new lifestyle, I would say. So, yeah.
Yeah, like extend more grace than maybe you normally would. And that can be really hard, whether it's the person that like cuts you off in traffic, or is rude to you in line somewhere, or like flips you off for no reason. You feel like it's no reason, and you're like, why you gotta be that way? Maybe like take just an extra second to take a breath, extend grace, and know that all the pressures that you're feeling, all the anxiety that you're feeling, all the stuff from being just cooped up in your house that you're feeling, like they're probably feeling it too, and that maybe is one of the ways they're acting the way they are. Maybe not totally the reason, and that can be kind of annoying, but like it doesn't hurt to extend grace. It doesn't take much from you. What's the expression, like, you can't control like how people act around you, but you can control the way you react. Yeah. I think that's important. I think we're spending so much time on our phone. Like, I feel like that's what everybody says, especially like the old people. They're like, they're just on their phone all the dang time. But like, we are on our phone all the time, and people can be like straight up bullies behind their like little phone. They're like, I would never say this to your face, but on here I'm gonna write that you're ugly. Like, and it's like, why you gotta be that way? And maybe a way we can love our neighbor is to, first of all, not be that way. Like, you don't need to say mean, rude things on social media that especially you would not tell this person in person.
Yeah.
But maybe like be extra nice on social media, like compliment somebody, show up for somebody that you can tell is getting like harassed on social media. Be the one person that says a nice thing to them. I think we can love our neighbors really well in that way. Not in a creepy way, not like up in those DMs being like, no, you pretty. No, not that kind of way. But just in the like encouraging, be the nice person. It is not a bad look. It's not soft. It's none of that stuff. It's just being a kind human. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Like, it doesn't take that much energy and stuff just to be kind and normal. Like, you don't gotta try to put on this little act on through phone or social media. Like, it's okay to be a kind, genuine person. Like, it's not weird. Like,
no,
it's not. I promise it's not weird. It's normal, and the more you're genuine and nice, the more people are gonna want to be around you. Trust me. Like, it's alright just to be you and just be nice and just try to be there for others. Because if it was on the other shoe and someone was doing it to you, I know it'd be a problem. Because if it was happening to me, I'd be upset. So I know you wouldn't want it happening to you. So to prevent that, just spread positive energy and give off good vibes, and you'll get it back. And it'd just be a great environment. And we need that, especially with this coronavirus and everything that's been happening from 2020 till now. We all just need to stay positive and lift each other up, because there's been a whole lot of negatives.
I know everybody's like, 2021 gonna be different, gonna be my year. It's just like, literally, it's just a new day on the calendar. 2020 is gonna last like 3 years. Yeah, and in normal life, it's nice to be nice, but then especially now, people need it. Like, think about, you're up in your house all the time, you're not communicating with anybody, you're just alone. If the one thing you hear from somebody is negative, how much is that going to affect your day? Where if the one thing you hear from somebody is positive, it's a game changer. So, be nice.
Yes, please, be nice, please.
Yeah, I think it's a big deal. And then I think there are ways we can like love our neighbor as in community-wise as well. Like, just because there's COVID doesn't mean you can't give somebody a water bottle when you see them out, like, being thirsty. What is it? There's a scripture verse that talks about how, like, whatever you do to the least of these, you're doing to me, and talking about Jesus of, like, man, if you're ignoring people that are hurting, it's like ignoring Jesus. And so I think there are ways we can be loving our neighbor right now that's like, you see somebody hurting, you see like a community problem that's happening where you're like, this is not right, you can still step in and love neighbor by engaging in making your community better, helping the person that you see on the street who's hungry. Like, there are ways that you can love neighbor during COVID that do help everybody around you. So, yeah, I think there's a long list. I think that it's just easy to forget that we're still called to love God and love neighbor when we feel like it's all about us and we're all alone right now. But that other people still matter. They still matter to us, definitely still matter to God. And it's on us to do something about that. So, yeah. Do you have any final words?
Just for me, just stay positive during this little pandemic and little time period, because I mean, it's already a lot, like I said, going on in this world. So why make it worse when we could try to change the little, I would say, like, attitude or like just vibe that's been going on around, and we could be that little small change, and that small change will turn into something big in the future. So why not start now?
That's totally real. And like, you feel like you can't make the difference alone, but if everybody decides at the same time to do something, to be kind, to wear your mask, to like be the nice person on social media, like, imagine if there's probably like 100 youth that go to Boss. Imagine if all like 100 youth at Boss just decided to be loving their neighbor, to be loving their community. Suddenly that has really significant impact. So if you think your action doesn't matter, know that it does, and it adds to a larger story of investing in the community, changing the community, and truly making people's lives better. Like, if it's just me, and that's okay. But if it's me and Poe, then think of how many more people we're gonna reach. And then if it's me and Poe and Jada, like, that's a whole nother, like, it just
spreads now.
It does. It's the positive kind of super spreader event
that we need. Yes.
Yeah. So, love God, love neighbor, and you have the power to make a difference. So, like, comment, subscribe. Am I missing anything?
I don't think so.
There you have it. See you next time.
See you next time.